Our beloved viewers, welcome to the 9 p.m. English News Edition brought to you live from RTD channel. The top stories of tonight are: this morning, the President of the Republic of Djibouti, President Ismail Omar Guelleh, welcomed the President of Somalia, Hassan Sheikh Mohamud, at the Presidential Palace. And on the international scene, Israeli forces attacked the ship Handala, which was attempting to break the blockade on Gaza, while a temporary humanitarian ceasefire was announced in certain areas of Gaza Strip. Those were the top stories, and welcome back in our newsroom. President Guelleh received his Somali counterpart Hassan Sheikh Mohamud. This morning, the President of the Republican head of government, President Ismail Omar Guelleh, welcomed the President of Somalia, Hassan Sheikh Mohamud, at the Presidential Palace for a 24-hour working visit. The meeting between the two heads of states, both key leaders in the region, and with President Guelleh currently serving as a chair of IGAD, focused on the strong bilateral relations between Djibouti and Somalia. These ties are deeply rooted in shared history, culture, language, and geographic proximity. During their talks, the two leaders discussed the current situation in Somalia and explore ways and means to reinforce the bonds of brotherhood, friendship, and cooperation between the two nations. They express a mutual commitment to increasingly collaborate and exchange in various sector. Somali President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud has concluded his two-day working visit in Djibouti. He departed the country on a Monday afternoon, accompanied to the airport by Djibouti's Minister of Justice and Human Rights, Ali Hassan Bahdon. The highlights of the visit was the official meeting held on Sunday between President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud and his Djiboutian counterpart, President Ismail Omar Guelleh, at the Presidential Palace. Humanitarian convoy arrives in Dakhil as part of emergency drought response. And as part of the emergency response to the severe drought affecting interior regions of the country, a major humanitarian convoy composed of several trucks carrying food and essential supplies has arrived in Dakhil region. This humanitarian mobilization follows the urgent call of President Ismail Omar Guelleh, urging all state institutions, humanitarian partners, and local actors to act swiftly in solidarity and coordination to address the worsening humanitarian crisis caused by the drought. The delivery is part of the third phase of the implementation of the National Emergency Relief Plan, designed to mitigate the impact of the drought on vulnerable population in the affected areas. The primary goal of this phase is to ensure immediate access to food, clean water, and other vital resources for those families. Taking the floor, the prefect of Dakhil region, Hassan Abdirwabli, praised the initiative, emphasizing the importance and urgency of a rapid response. He reaffirmed his commitment to ongoing coordination efforts on the ground to ensure that aid reaches the most affected families in accordance with the principles of fairness, transparency, and efficiency. The government, he said, also renewed its commitment to strengthening climate adaptation measures and sustainably investing in the resilience of rural communities which rely heavily on pastoral and agricultural resources. National solidarity remains the cornerstones of this humanitarian effort, has finally concluded the prefect of Dakhil region, Hassan Abdi Robli. Djibouti responds to Somaliland rural communities affected by drought. And under the leadership of President Ismail Omar Guelleh, head of government, a significant humanitarian aid package has been sent to the Salal region of Somaliland, which has been severely affected by a prolonged drought. This act of fraternal solidarity includes food supplies and essential goods. It reflects the deep compassion of the peoples of Djibouti toward their brothers and sisters in Somaliland who are facing a major humanitarian crisis, the president reaffirmed his commitment to regional solidarity and mutual support among the peoples of the Horn of Africa. He also emphasized that Djibouti will always remain attentive to the suffering of neighboring communities and stand ready to extend assistance in times of need. The humanitarian convoy has already departed from Djibouti and will be handed over to local Somaliland authorities for rapid and fair distribution to affected families. We returned to the capital where a meeting took place in preparation for the fourth edition of the Youth Civic Days scheduled for August 2025. As part of the preparation for International Youth Day celebrated annually on August 12th, a technical preparatory meeting was held on Saturday in the city of Arta. The meeting focused on organizing the fourth edition of the Youth Civic Days, scheduled to take place from August 12 to 16, 2025 in Arta region. The meeting was chaired by the Minister of Youth and Culture, Dr. Hibo Mumin Asoué, and attended by the Prefect of Arta region, Hassan Dabli Ahmed, and the President of the Regional Council, Elmi Bouha, along with senior officials from the Ministry of Youth and Culture. Participants renew various organizational, logistical, and security aspects related to this national events. The technical advisor to the Ministry of Youth and Culture noted that the meeting addressed a range of topics, particularly the best ways and means to organize the 2025 edition of International Youth Day. She emphasized that the Arta region has been honored with hosting the youth journey focused on citizenship and environmental responsibility. She added that a wide range of activities will be organized for the participating youth, including water excursion as well as opportunities to explore the local industrial and economic through meetings and discussion. She also expressed her gratitude to the authorities of Arta region for hosting and organizing this meeting. Djibouti hosts a regional workshop on combating human trafficking and illegal migration. This morning, the Republic of Djibouti hosted an important regional workshop at the Ayla Grand Hotel under the theme Dismantling Criminal Networks, Strengthening National Frameworks to Combat Human Trafficking and Illegal Migration, organized in collaboration with the Egyptian Peace Building Agency and supported by the governments of Denmark. The workshop brought together key actors in the fight against transnational organized crime. The opening ceremony was chaired by the Secretary General of the Ministry of the Interior in the presence of the United Nations Residence Coordinator, the Ambassador of Egypt to Djibouti, as well as a representative from national institutions including the military, national police, gendarmerie, intelligence services, partner NGOs, and regional experts as well. The workshop aimed to assess the existing national framework in combating trafficking and illicit smuggling. In his address, the ambassador of Egypt to Djibouti emphasized the importance of strengthening national frameworks to effectively combat human trafficking and illegal migration. He highlighted the need to share regional best practices and enhance coordination among national and regional actors to better dismantle transnational criminal networks. Furthermore, he reaffirmed Egypt's commitment to supporting initiatives like position Djibouti as a regional hub for training and cooperation in this field. The ambassador also stressed that such collaborative efforts are crucial to ensuring security and stability across the Horn of Africa. He finally encouraged all participants to remain vigilant and proactive in addressing the evolving challenges posed by organized crime. In his speech, the Secretary General of the Ministry of the Interior highlighted that human trafficking and migrant smuggling represents some of the most serious challenges threatening state security and the stability of our societies today. He emphasized that criminal networks exploit vulnerable such as instabilities, poverty, and lack of alternatives to expand their activities and gain illicit profits at the expense of human dignity and security. The Ministry of the Interior places, he said, the highest priority on addressing this issue. And still with the national news, Djibouti's Chief of Staff welcomed a new French military attache, reinforcing a long-standing alliance. This morning, General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim, Chief of Staff of the Djiboutian Army Forces, received the new French military attache, accompanied by his predecessor. What appeared to be a routine ceremonial meeting actually embodied the deep and strategic alliance between Djibouti and France, a relationship as old as it is vital. Within the military headquarters, General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim, a prominent figure in Djibouti's military leadership, welcomed the new face of French defense diplomacy. The handed over was marked by the presence of the outgoing attaché, who stayed to close this chapter and passed on the codes of an unwavering cooperation. Between Djibouti and France, the ties are major not only in treaties or agreements, but through a shared history and a geopolitical landscape where the Horn of Africa remains a critical strategic chessboard. And now this training, which intensified for Djibouti's delegation ahead for the 13th CGSOI Games, with just a few days to go before the official opening of the 13th Indian Ocean Youth and Sport Commission Game. The Djiboutian delegation is stepping up its training. Young athletes and artists are gathered in various training in Djibouti City, honoring hard under the guidance of their coaches. They are focusing on physical, technical, and tactical preparation in both sports and cultural disciplines. Supported by a technical team from the Ministry of Youth and Culture and national federations, participants showed strong commitment and motivation. Their goal is clear: to proudly represent Djibouti on the regional scene. Training session take place in a lively and supportive atmosphere, promoting team spirit, discipline, and unity within the group. The sport includes athletics, basketball, and judo, while cultural and youth activities went from dance and theater to entrepreneurship and debates on social issues. Djibouti's Minister of Youth and Culture, Hibo Momin Asowi, is closely monitoring the preparation. She highlighted the importance of this event. And now in Hargesa, Hargesa awakens to culture and literature with the 18th Hargesa International Book Fair. The capital of Somaliland, Hargesa, came alive yesterday with the vibrant spirit of culture and literature as it officially opened the 18th edition of the Hargesa International Book Fair. The colorful opening ceremony took place at the Hargesa Cultural Center, marking the start of a week filled with intellectual, artistic, and literary celebrations. The event was sponsored by the Minister of Culture, Awareness, and Information of Somaliland. Among the many distinguished guests were the mayor of Hargesa, writers, poets, artists, publishers, academics, and book lovers from around the world. Through to its original cultural commitment, the Republic of Djibouti sent a significant delegation led by the Ministry of Youth and Culture. This delegation, composed of senior cultural officials and renewed writers and established artists, actively participated in the festivities of the opening day. The Djiboutian presence was warmly praised by organizers and attendees alike, symbolizing the excellence of cultural cooperation between Somaliland and Djibouti. Members of the delegation engaged in discussion, shared their literary, artistic, and publishing experiences, fostering a spirit of Pan-African brotherhood. Organized since 2008 by the Red Sea Cultural Foundation, the Hargesa International Book Fair has become one of the largest literary festivals in the Horn of Africa. Moving on now to the regional and international scene. East Africa is experiencing significant economic growth driven by major global investment and the return of diaspora entrepreneurs. Notably, Visa has launched its first African data center in Johannesburg, enhancing digital infrastructure and financial inclusion across the region. At the same time, many Afro-American entrepreneurs are returning to Kenya, bringing fresh capital and expertise to sectors like tourism and digital services. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres called for an urgent end to the fossil fuel era during a UN climate summit, warning that continued reliance could put global temperatures beyond critical limits. He highlighted that investment in renewable energy surpasses $2 trillion last year, outpacing fossil fuel funding $800 billion, proving clean energy is both necessary and economically viable. Israel forces attacked the ship Handala, which was attempting to break the blockade on Gaza, while a temporary humanitarian ceasefire was announced in certain areas of the Gaza Strip. Since earlier Saturday, 71 Palestinians, including many awaiting humanitarian aid, have been killed, and warnings of a looming mass famine, especially among children, have intensified. Humanitarian aid track began entering Gaza through Egypt and Israel, crossing amid growing international pressure. So that's it for tonight news. Thanks for being with us and have a good night.